Okay, during the run-up to, well, actually during the X-Men versus Avengers storyline going on in Marvel, they did this separate book called Versus, where each book has two different fights going on. So I figured I'd probably go through some of these, because some of them seem a lot more one-sided than they actually played out. Ironically, I think that the Avengers side, I think they've actually won more of them. I've only read through two of them. That was 1 and 5. And in 5, you can kind of see you had a draw, but you had a victory from an Avenger. And in the first book, you had 2 Avenger victories. So the very first fight they have is Iron Man versus Magneto. In the book, they give the victory to Iron Man, because he's able to pull, I think it's probably like the magnetic field from Jupiter into his suit, and Magneto feels a star being destroyed because the Phoenix is showing up, so he kind of gives up and gets defeated. So essentially, Magneto got double Deus Ex Machina to be defeated by Iron Man. When I do these fights, I only pick 9 criteria. So you have intelligence, strength, speed, fighting ability, durability, this is like your recuperative abilities, invulnerability, resistance to damage, energy projection, versatility, and X factor, whatever isn't covered in the primary areas. So I'll start off first and foremost with intelligence. Yeah, Magneto is very politically savvy. He's taking on one of the smartest people in the Marvel Universe. So intelligence, that's going to go to Iron Man. Fighting ability. Neither one of these two guys is really known for having a real severe and fantastic level of fighting. Iron Man is very much a blaster. He's not going to get in close and try to trade shots with you. Magneto has at least had forms of training. Other times he hasn't had his powers to rely on. So I'm actually going to give a slight fighting ability edge to Magneto. Now we're at strength. This one you can kind of go for a toss-up, because it comes to overall physical strength. Magneto is physically stronger, because you have to look at Tony Stark by himself is a former alcoholic with a heart condition, who very much has the playboy lifestyle. He's not really known for really working out. Now when they're in their suits, depending on the style Iron Man wants, he can have a really, really strong suit. And Magneto normally uses his ability to control, the magnetic field of the planet to help him move things. I will actually give this edge probably slightly to Magneto, based on the fact that his ability will allow him to move virtually anything on the planet. If it's living and it has blood, he can move it, because of the iron in the blood. If it's anything metallic or anything near metallic, he's moved bridges, he's collapsed buildings. I'm going to put that above what Iron Man can do in this suit. Now we're down to speed. While Magneto does have some speed to him, he's not super aerodynamic compared to someone like Iron Man. Iron Man definitely does have a speed advantage. Now we are down to invulnerability. Magneto, he's got force fields. They're virtually impenetrable when he wants them to be. Iron Man can do force fields, and he also has the suit of armor on as well. Magneto also wears armor. I will actually give this edge, again, kind of a toss-up. I'll probably have to give this one, this could really go either way. I'll probably give this one to Magneto, just because, again, the magnetic abilities, he can repel a lot of different sorts of abilities, also different sorts of attacks, as well as create, if he wanted to, a full shield out of armor. He did anything metal and craft pretty much make an impenetrable shield in front of him. Or if he really needed to, he could probably throw something else metal to help work as a more effective shield. Now we're going to the overall, how well do they recover from a fight? Magneto is up in age, where Iron Man on the other side, his suit has been known to help him heal bodily wounds. Yeah, it's not like he was, I've been hurt, begin Wolverine protocol, recovering from anything. But he does have the abilities inside his suit to help him come back from injuries. So I'll give him the advantage on that. So we're tied up right now, 3-3. Going into the last three. Being energy projection, which is raw energy projection, versatility, and X Factor. In the class of just raw energy ability, Iron Man has whatever he's got in his suit. Magneto has at one point in time, of course he was attached to a machine which amped his power, he EMP'd the planet. Okay. He's also partially shut off a whole continent and islands. I think in terms of raw energy power, it is Magneto. Overall versatility. Yeah, Magneto has controlled black holes before. And Magneto can use anything that's metallic, even the blood in your own body. So even though in the comic, Iron Man had a carbon nanotubule bodysuit. Oh, well, that's awesome. It's not metal. You've got iron in your blood. You probably have something electrical inside your equipment. I could EMP your suit. You can EMP proof something, yes. And I'm pretty sure that it'd be fairly easy for Tony Stark to create something that would actually make a suit relatively EMP proof. Against someone like Magneto, it would be kind of hard to figure out, okay, I know if I do Tesla coils and like Faraday cages, you can take enough of the ideas and you can make things that are virtually EMP proof up to a level. I'm pretty sure Magneto, if he really wanted the win, would probably find a way to EMP a suit. So as of right now we're at 5-3. Knocks out an overall X Factor. This one I'll actually give to Iron Man. Predominantly because with Magneto doesn't always seem to want to win. He wants to prove a point. And if he can prove that point by losing, he'll prove that point by losing. Where Iron Man, I'll be he's a dirty fighter in a suit. Whatever it takes to win, Iron Man will do to win. It's not about the purpose. It's about getting that notch in the victory column for Iron Man. Where with Magneto, you don't get that much. Magneto will be like, you know what, I can lose this. But, Magneto is a lose a battle, win the war. Where Iron Man is a win the battle, keep on pushing, win the war, win at all costs, do whatever I have to do. If I gotta destroy buildings to defeat you, I'll do that. Where Magneto, if he's up to that level, and he can be like, okay, I'm gonna EMP this town. Okay? You might defeat me, but guess what? In the time it took for you to fight me, lives might have been lost. You could have actually saved them, and I could have escaped. So in this one, I actually give it a 5-4 for Magneto. Because I can picture Magneto winning. But of course, since Iron Man decided to use prep, which I removed from these, I do think the idea that you can prep for anything, yes, while technically true, you don't think if Magneto knew he was going to fight Iron Man, he might have factored in Iron Man wearing a non-metallic suit? Normally in most comics, prep seems to be done one way. Like, Iron Man preps for everything. Okay, well, don't you think that the person he's fighting might occasionally, I don't know, prep for whatever Iron Man might prep for? Oh, I control iron and everything metallic. Yep. Iron Man probably wouldn't wear a metallic suit against me, would he? No, he probably wouldn't. Okay. Magneto, what do you have there? It's a handful of ball bearings. Why? Haha, my suit's made of carbon nanotubules. Oh, awesome. What are you doing? I'm gonna throw these ball bearings at you? At like the speed of sound. Oh.